Welcome everyone to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. Tonight we're going to talk about something that every gamer wants more of. I've never heard anybody say they don't want more ads in their games. If you can't tell, that's sarcasm, you know. Roku. They have a patent application in that describes a system that will allow it to show ads to Roku TV users when they're using third-party hardware and software. So this has far-reaching consequences for gamers who game on a Roku TV. At first, when I read this, I was like, "Oh, the Roku device. I don't use that. Whatever, you know." But then I was like, "The Roku TVs," because I forgot there was such a thing because I don't buy them or whatever. But if you're forced to use a Roku TV or you have a Roku TV and use it for gaming, you know the future for them looks like you're going to get to see some ads in your video game. So a company like Roku, what do they want? They want to make more money, and they make a lot of their money through ads. So the more ads they can show you, the more money they make, right? So can you imagine playing on your Xbox or your PlayStation or your Switch through the HDMI? And it's going over HDMI into your TV, and all of a sudden you're playing something and an ad pops up. How pissed off would you be? I know I'd be livid if I'm in the middle of a cutscene or I'm playing a bullet hell game or a run and gun game and this ad pops up and blocks my TV or a chunk of my TV. So basically, Roku describes its idea in a patent application, which largely flew under the radar when it was filed back in November. So this was back in November, but it was recently spotted by the streaming newsletter called Low Pass. In the application, Roku describes a system that's able to detect when users pause third-party hardware and software and show them ads during that time. So that can detect when you pause your Xbox. How can they really do that, right? I mean, because sometimes, most games you don't really even pause these days, right? You just go into the menu. So if I'm going into my start menu to save my game or load my game or change some menus around and it shows me an ad, I'm going to be pissed. So, according to the company, its new system works via an HDMI connection. I'd say no shit, right? That's where your third-party hardware is at. This suggests that it's designed to target users who play video games or watch content from other streaming services on their Roku TVs. So I guess if you're using a Google streaming device or one of those NVIDIA stream boxes or any of those other devices to stream things. So Low Pass basically said Roku's ability to monetize moments when the TV is on but not actively being used goes away when the consumers switch to an external device. So this is how it is currently, right? They lose that ability to monetize when you switch away from their interface. So you load up your Xbox, your PlayStation, or whatever. Janko Rodgers, the newsletter's author, wrote, effectively, HDMI inputs have been a black box for Roku. They don't make any money when you're not on, when you're consuming media through an HDMI port on their TV. So it basically goes into more detail saying that Roku wouldn't just show you any old ads. The company states that the innovation can recognize the content that users have paused and deliver customized related ads. To me, that almost seems like an invasion of privacy. You're paying attention to you're creating target ads. I hate target ads anyway, but basically they're just creating target ads. So the Roku system would do this by using audio or video recognition technologies to analyze what user is watching or analyze the content's metadata, among other methods. I think that type of tapping into what I'm doing should be illegal. But I guess, I don't know, you bought the Roku TV. Now, their streaming services may be free. And if I'm not participating in their streaming services, they have no business paying attention to what I'm pumping through an HDMI channel to their TV or what I'm pushing through Wi-Fi or whatever, in my opinion. That should be a huge red flag for privacy invasion. Because what if they have access to all that and you're putting in a username, password, credit card numbers, whatever, what prevents somebody from hacking that technology and basically keylogging your TV, if you will? So their patent application has not been approved, which is the good news so far. I hope it gets rejected. Roku has declined to comment on the patent application. It should be noted that companies file patents all the time and many of their ideas never see the light of day, but still. I would never want this to happen to me. I don't want them monitoring what I'm pumping through their HDMI channels to give me targeted ads, because I don't want to watch ads. If I wanted to watch ads, I'll watch YouTube, because they're the worst with ads these days, right? So, um, I am so sick and tired of ads. You can't get away with watching a 2-minute video without watching 3 ads on like YouTube. And I don't use Roku and streaming devices like that because I don't watch a whole lot of TV. Um, I play mostly games, and that's what I do with my time. But if I'm starting to get my game time invaded by ads, I'm gonna be pretty mad, right? Like how invasive are those ads? I don't care if it's on the bottom 1/16 of the screen, the scroll bar. Maybe there's something important down there I'm trying to read, or I'm watching, or I'm playing like the Ronin game that we've been playing. If I'm playing that and it's got subtitles at the bottom and I'm trying to read it, or I've got the pause menu up and I'm trying to read something at the bottom of the screen, I'm going to get pretty mad. So, Nick, what do you think about this? Them being able to tap into the HDMI channel when you're not using their interface and screen to start pushing ads to your other devices, images on their screen.
Yeah, not a good thing. Companies have been trying to do this crap forever, right? And they've talked about it forever. And it's just like, you're exactly right. How would they know that there's a pause? It says that it uses they say in case of gaming, there's a danger of Roku mistaking a long moment of pondering for a pause and sticking an ad right in front of you ready for a boss fight. The company is aware of the potential failure and points out that its system will monitor the frames of the content being watched and ensure that there was a phase. It also plans on using other methods such as analyzing the audio feed of the TV for extended moments of silence to confirm there's been a pause. But again,
going into a menu, right, does that. Going into reorganize your inventory does that.
Right. Yeah. How would you know? I mean, you wouldn't know. And I don't think this software would be good enough to be able to tell. So, I mean, if they were to implement something like this, I would say that for gamers, I don't know how many gamers buy Roku TVs, but I think Roku TVs are pretty inexpensive televisions. So, I'm sure there are some that have a Roku television. That's not a problem. But I feel like if this were to come out and be a thing, I would see that the Roku television market would be it would take a nosedive, especially from gamers and maybe even movie buffs as well. Because, they don't want to watch like Netflix or Apple TV or something they pay for, right? They pay for it for no ads to begin with, right? Or Hulu. Hulu has an ad-free version, right? Netflix doesn't have ads, but I mean, it's expensive. But Hulu has an ad version, and then they have an ad-free version. Just think about if you pay the ad-free version of Hulu, and you have a Roku television, and you use some other thing besides the Roku smart TV to watch Hulu, right? And a damn ad pops up, you'd be pissed. I'm like, well, what am I paying? I mean, like, what is this? So no, I mean, this is not a good idea. I understand why the company wants to do it, but again, it's not a good idea. And I'm like you, I hate personalized ads. I hate ads that are I hate all of it, really. YouTube is the worst. I mean, the other day I was watching YouTube, or this morning I was watching YouTube, and there was so many I felt like it was 5 seconds of the video that I was watching and then another ad. And I was like, oh my God, how many times? I don't care to see it. Like, I know you can pay for YouTube Premium, but I don't care to see the ads. I don't. Like, if I'm looking for something in particular, I know where to go. It's like the people that call you and they're like, hey, are you looking to replace your windows? It's like, yeah. Are they free? No. Okay, well, then I'm clearly not looking right now, am I? I know where to call. Like, yes, I will call around and find some place or something like that. Like, don't show me ads. Don't throw ads in my face. And especially, these people go out and they buy the Roku television, right? They've already purchased your product. You don't need to inundate them with more ads and stuff like this. They've been trying to do this. Like I said, companies have been doing this forever and they continue to try, and it's getting worse, right? What was it? BMW that had, tried to introduce microtransactions into their cars, which I think they still have some in some of their cars. And like, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't get into your newer car. I mean, they haven't done it yet, but like some products, some car manufacturers, you get in your car and you start up, most of them have the TV screens now, that the TV screen wouldn't show you an ad like halfway through, like I don't want to see an ad for Pepsi or McDonald's when I'm driving down the damn road. I don't want to see this junk. I'm not interested in it. Like, I get why they do it, but it's like, my God, the amount of like industry and corporatism that's just shoved down your damn throat every single day with so many freaking ads from everything. It annoys the hell out of me. That's one thing I love about playing video games, is not having to see the ad. I mean, even on, I love my Xbox, but one thing that pisses me the hell off is loading up my Xbox and there's a damn ad in the bottom right hand corner of the home screen. I'm like, I don't want to see that. I don't care about Burger King or whatever the hell you're trying to show me an ad for. Like, Jesus, we don't have to have ads on every freaking thing out there. I mean, apparently we do, but should we? I mean, do we have to have that? And so to have these patents, these things like this from Roku, I mean, more than likely this won't see the light of day, but I mean, that's not going to stop companies from trying and continuing to try until there's ads in every walk of life. No matter what you do, where you go, what you interact with, it's going to have an ad for whatever the hell they want you to see, right? And then they're going to have targeted ads, right? And I hate targeted ads so freaking much. Personalized ads. There's nothing more irritating than looking something up on your phone and then it just being bombarded. It's like, I looked it up for 5 seconds. I'm not interested in it. And I don't want to see 20,000 ads about, the ball scratcher 9000 that I just looked at real quick. And now you think I'm interested in that. So everything you're showing me is about it. Like, I don't care. God, I hate ads so freaking much. It pisses me off.
Yeah, that's probably why you don't watch a whole lot of TV.
One of the reasons.
But yeah, can you imagine getting in your BMW and it's like, I detected that you are hungry. There's a McDonald's 2.1 miles up on the right. And it's like showing you an ad for McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's ad. And you're like, or like you get close to what they would do is, most of them have the GPS in the vehicle. So when you got close to like a McDonald's or you got close to a Walmart or something, like there's one like a couple miles away, or a gas station or something, pop an ad up. Walmart, McDonald's, exit 35, 2 miles away from you now. And you're like,
yeah,
I didn't ask for that. Why do I care?
Yeah. Yeah. And I know, and there's just, like you said, your life is full of ads as it is right now. I mean, you pay extra for not ads these days. But even still, you get ads, right? Like for example, we got rid of cable TV a long time ago, and then we not too long ago or a while back we got Sling TV, and you pay for that, but it's still full of ads. It's just like cable television, but cheaper, but still full of ads. But then you get stuff like Netflix, and Netflix has an ad tier now, I think too. But you get into that shit, and it still pisses me off. Like, there's so many premium services that still give you ads. Like, you'll pop into like Paramount is a perfect example of this, to go watch a show, and they'll show you an ad that you can't skip for like 2 other damn shows that I'm like, I have no interest in watching this shit. I got on here to watch my show, not watch you tell me about 2 other shows you created. I don't give a shit, And I don't want that in my video games. I don't want to be playing a game and be in a menu looking at settings or looking to change something, or heaven forbid, it's a game like Destiny where you have to go to the codex and you read a lot, right? That you're just sitting there reading a thing. If you're a slow reader, I'm not the fastest reader in the world, an ad pops up because the screen's been dormant for too long. You're heaven forbid the screen didn't move for 5 freaking seconds, and an ad pops up, and you're like, you're in my damn way. I would probably be like, remember Bogey Guy back in the day? I would probably be just like him. I'd rip that damn TV out the wall and throw it right out the freaking window and just take a baseball bat. I'd Office Space the hell out of that damn TV. And then I would just I'd take a shit on it and mail it back to freaking Roku and be like, screw you guys. They need to stop putting ads in every freaking thing of our daily life. Everything has ads. Like you can't even subscribe to anything to get away from ads these days. And I'm not paying $15 or $14 a month for freaking YouTube Premium. You know, it may be even more than that. I thought it was more than that, but I think I just looked it up and YouTube Premium was cheaper. I did it for a free like 14-day trial. And it was cool and it was nice, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't use it enough to justify spending 15. It's not like I put YouTube on my TV at home and watch shows and crap. I'm using it on my computer and I'm like, oh, I want to look at this. And I go to YouTube and watch a tutorial video or a video on something. And I'm like, 6-minute video, 27 ads. You know, I swear the ads are longer than the damn video is all the time. Or heaven forbid, it's a short 1-minute video. You're going to get 2 ads in that 1-minute video, sometimes 3. One right after, like 5 seconds after it starts, right in the middle, and then when it's almost over, getting to the good part. Like YouTube monetization and stuff like that has gotten crazy. And if they start putting that crap in video games, I'll be mad as hell. Because there's a lot of times where you spend time in a menu just reading stuff. Sometimes you're just like, oh, cool, I picked up this new ability. What does it do and how do I use it? And you go there and you're like, okay, no. Because I don't know what the hell they're talking about, but you don't pause a game really that much anymore. You just go into the menu. You typically going into a start menu, and that's not really pausing the game. I'm going into a menu to look at something. If I pause a game, it's usually, and if I'm actually really pausing it, going into the menu and not doing anything, it's because I walked away. So, and honestly, they're probably stealing that advertiser's money in the first place because I'm not watching the screen. I'm doing something else. If I truly pause the game, I'm not looking at that. And if I see an ad, I'm immediately shutting that shit down, my game. So a good way to piss off your demographic, Roku, is to do exactly what you're trying to do. If you want to flush your company down the toilet, go for it. That's all I have to say. Because if I ever heard there was a TV that had something like that in it, I'd be like, well, I'm not buying that TV. You're not interrupting my game time. Well, you're not stealing the focus away from some other device because you need to make sure that you monetize. You already made money on that damn television by selling it to them.
Yeah.
Not like you gave them the TV for free. Now,
right.
I don't know how I'd feel about it if they gave the TV away for free. I'd still probably be pissed, but I'd probably not their demographic at that point, right?
Right.
So,
and I think we talked about that one time about something about like a free TV thing that was monetized, right? It had ads, but they gave it to you for free. Now that's one thing, right? And again, like you said, you would be the demographic, but like if I had a Roku TV, which I mean I don't for my gaming television, but if I had one and they introduced something like this, I'd be immediately shopping for a new television. Like that TV would be gone, and I'd be immediately shopping for a new TV, like immediately. One that did not have that, right? And the same thing for any other company, right? My TV is an LG, but if LG decided one day they were going to do that, then, well, I guess I'm buying a different brand because I'm not dealing with that crap, right? These TVs are already, depending on what you get, right? Especially my television or even your television, it's expensive. We paid a lot of money for that thing, and for it to be inundated with ads, it's crappy. It's bull. Yep. That's what it is.
Yeah, anything that I pay for as a service should be ad free. That's just my opinion. Like I shouldn't have to buy $1,000 plus TV, thousands of dollar TV and see ads in it. I shouldn't be buying $500 console and seeing ads in it. I should be able to say, I don't want any ads and that go away, right? I should be able to say, if I pay you for something, I don't want an ad in it, but everybody's going the subscription or ad-based model. That's reoccurring revenue is the freaking dirty word of the current time, right? It's the new 4-letter word, even though it's more than 4 letters, but reoccurring revenue is like the stain on society right now because everybody has to get that reoccurring revenue for crap that's never had. Because Nick brought up the BMW thing because they were trying to do subscriptions for heated seats and subscriptions for that. I mean, Tesla does subscriptions for full AI. If you want a full AI driving, you don't have to pay thousands of dollars up front. You could just subscribe to it and you'll get it for as long as you're a subscriber. And I'm like, reoccurring revenue is one of the hardest things for me to accept. And in something like that, right? In like in a BMW, it's not like they're going to improve or put out new heated seat content, right? It's not, so to me, that is a worthless, something that should never exist, right? Like reoccurring revenue in that aspect, but like an MMO that has a subscription plan, my brain can compartmentalize that to say, oh, I'm getting new content delivered, right? They're adding stuff and I'm getting and I'm not spending $60 or $70 for a whole game every month. I'm just paying the $10 or $15 or whatever it might be for the game every month. But and I'm getting something for it. But if I spend $1,000 on a TV and then you're also going to make more money by pumping an ad into my screen, that's no bueno, and that's damn sure not going to happen. But everybody's got to have that subscription these days. Subscription for everything, man. Subscription to get TP delivered to your house. A subscription to get everything anymore. A subscription so you don't have to see any ads on YouTube. And this and that. And to some people, that's probably worth the money. And as much as I hate ads, it's probably worth the money to me. But that's another $15 that I just don't want to spend on something because I already spend enough. My hobby is video games, and I spend a lot of money on that. And I feel like I get my money's worth in that. Like I have Game Pass, right? I spend my $15. I get Game Pass games on my Xbox and my PC, and I get to play all kinds of games. I actively use that service. I don't watch a whole lot of TV. The TV the girlfriend does, so that's how we justify paying for that. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have Sling TV. I wouldn't have any of that crap. I would subscribe to a streaming service for like a month to catch up on all the crap that I missed throughout the year, and then be unsubscribed for 11 more months until the next year rolled around or something. That's how I would operate in that type of stuff. But the only thing that I probably put any actual watch time in is Crunchyroll. I check out new stuff on there occasionally, but I do not want ads in anything that I do or see every day. I'm so tired. You can't visit a site on the internet without seeing so many ads, and ads are abused, right? We had there. It's not been that long. It maybe been longer than my brain wants to admit, but we had the whole certificate debacle a few years back, where like sites like Yahoo got certificate attack, and people were pumping malicious code through ads on their sites. And it's like, but nobody ever notices that crap because ads are a normal part of today. But you're getting an ad certificate that is pumping malicious code into your machine because you launched a site and the site started auto playing an ad because they're just allowed to auto play crap, and target ads make me sick. Just like Nick said, you search for one little thing or you click on one little thing and it's all of a sudden it's like, hey, I noticed that you were looking at cups. So I'm going to show you cups for a freaking month straight. And I'm like, I looked at it because it had a cool design. I don't want to buy no damn cups. I don't want to buy this. I don't want to buy plates. I don't want to buy this. I saw something cool. I clicked on it, looked at it, moved on. But they're like, he's shopping for cups. He's shopping for this. He's shopping for that. Like I did a golf club comparison one time, looking at some clubs that I was thinking about, that I was like, I couldn't afford any of this stuff because I don't make enough money to buy super expensive golf clubs. But I'm looking at look at these P&G clubs and then these pings and then these Titleist and this and that. And all of a sudden I'm getting ads for golf clubs, $600,000, $800,000 golf clubs. I'm like, how much money do you think I make? I'm not buying no $1,000 golf club. You can get out of here, but I'm seeing ads everywhere for it. And I'm like, please get me out of here. So, and you get dumb services like Sling is a dumb service because their ads are for crap that we don't even have here. Like, I don't know how many times I'm watching a channel. It's like Pennsylvania Department of Transportation wants you to be aware of this. Click it or ticket or put your phone down and drive. Pennsylvania. And I'm like, I don't live in damn Pennsylvania. Why the hell are you showing me this shit? Or it'll be like, come check out this restaurant down off Highway 59. And you're like in freaking Podunk, Nebraska. And I'm like, I don't live in Nebraska. Why are you showing me garbage? And so it's just a stupid service. It just needs to die on the vine. And I hope Roku is smart enough to not put it out there. But if they are, be prepared to watch your company swirl down the toilet. Way to piss off gamers.
Yeah, I think Roku's already. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how well Roku's doing, but I would imagine. I mean, because Roku kind of came out in the time when smart TVs weren't really a thing, right? So they had the Roku devices. They were like it felt like anyway, they were like one of the first ones to kind of come out there with those devices and stuff that you could hook up to make smart televisions. Right now, every TV is a smart TV. So now they have Roku televisions, right? They still make the Roku devices that you can buy. Usually go on sale during Christmas time, right? Buy one get one. But I'm just wondering how Roku is doing as a company anymore, right? I feel like they might be not doing as well, but I don't know.
They're a $3.5 billion a year revenue company, so they're doing pretty good.
Oh well, they're doing fine then.
Yeah.
They don't need ads then.
Well, they gotta increase that CPM per viewer, right? They gotta raise that revenue every year. You need to increase how much revenue you get per user, right?
Yeah.
That one user was bringing in you a 9% net cash flow, and now it's like, well, we really need 14 next year. So figure out a way.
You can't be happy with a solid stream. I'm not trying to be pervy here, but a solid stream of revenue, right? Coming in every year. This is what I hate, not just about Roku, but in like every company, every single year, that revenue cap has to go up, has to increase. And it's like, if the company's in the green and making cash, money, money on hand, or whatever, they're not deficient or going into the black or going into the red or anything like that, and they're in the black or making a significant profit every year, then what's the point? Why does it need to go up? It doesn't. Like, you just sustain that revenue stream and be good, right? Like, it's ridiculous.
Never going to be good enough, man. You got to have an increase year over year. And in their case, Roku needs a per user increase, not just an overall revenue increase. They still want to get new consumers on board. They want to increase the amount of revenue they get per consumer. So it's like, they're not just happy with increasing the number of users. They need to increase the amount of money they make per user, which, at some point, there's got to be a tipping point. And that tipping point is when consumers no longer feel that there's a value in your free service. So free goes a long way, but when I buy something from you, that's not free. My real estate is not, because I bought something for you, does not mean that's free real estate for you to put something on there that you feel is warranted, because I won't. I'll figure out a damn way to circumvent that and do it, because I won't put up with it if I have to use that TV. But just fair notice that I would never buy a Roku device if they did something like that. I wouldn't even buy it for my kid to put in her room. No. I wouldn't buy it for my worst enemy. I'd be like, no, you just need to take that $3.5 billion revenue you make and just be happy with making $1 million, because it's going to go away soon, hopefully. But I don't know. That's just me. I won't put up with it, but there are people who put up with stuff that I don't, and there are people who put up with that. They can't put up with stuff that I put up with. So it is what it is, and they're $3.5 billion company for reasons, right? They know how to squeeze that turnip dry.
When is enough, right? I guess never. But you're right. There is a tipping point, right? You can only squeeze the consumer so much. And not just for Roku, but for all these companies, there's going to be a tipping point, and that bucket's going to fill up to the top and overflow eventually. When it does, who knows what the hell's going to happen then, right?
Yep. Reoccurring revenue that you don't get anything in return is just not something
not sustainable. I don't feel.
Well, it is sustainable.
In the long term.
It is sustainable as long as you have enough people buying into it. But
right. But how long are people going to buy into it, or how long are they going to take buying into it? Right.
Right. Yeah, because I will never get how a company, like any company, can think that paying a subscription to have a heated seat in your car is a smart move in anything. It's like, I'm not getting any improvements. My heated seats are not going to eventually get a firmware update to where they give me a massage too. And then a few years down the road, it's going to turn into a blanket. Like, there's never going to be that thing where that revenue gets you more, that type of investment. Like, so software and stuff like that, I'm getting continuous updates. And so if I get a reoccurring revenue on a software package, it's typically because I'm getting enhancements and I'm not paying, I'm not I'm not having to buy the software again when the new version comes out. I'm getting some type of maintenance package or licensing package that basically says I'm entitled to all future versions of this software, right? That to me makes sense, but reoccurring revenue where you don't get, where the thing doesn't get enhancements or anything like that just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I cannot imagine paying a subscription for a service that doesn't net me anything new, right? Like paying for Netflix gets you something new. There's new shows and new things will come out and you get that, whatever. Paying for something as stupid as a seat warmer or a freaking air conditioning or who knows what's going to happen in the future. You got to pay for that air conditioning. We kind of do pay for an air conditioning subscription. It's called the electric bill, but that's a service that's offered. The heating of your ass in a chair is not a service that needs to be monetized, but people will pay it. And BMW. Well, I mean,
you paid for that when you bought the car, right?
Right.
I mean, because
it's already in the car.
Right. It's in the cost of the vehicle. Like I bought a new vehicle. It's got heated seats. If I got it without it, would it be cheaper than it was? Yeah, it would have been. Right. So BMW is not like not charging you for the heated seats says you don't have the description. They're charging you for the heated seat. And so is the dealership.
Right.
Right. And then on top of that, charging you a subscription to turn that heated
feature
seat on.
Yeah. I always used to use it as, and this is a perfect example of this, and it has no bearing on video games, but in my line of work, I remember when check scanners became popular in the US, like individual check scanners that like banks and credit unions use. I remember a specific company, and I'll name them, called Digital Check, came out with a model of scanner that could do like 25, 75, and 100 checks a minute. One scanner could do all of this, but you paid a different price point depending on what level of firmware was unlocked on the damn thing. So you could buy the cheapest version that they have that'll do 25 checks a minute. But if you decided a year down the road you wanted to do 50 or 75 or 100, you pay them and they give you a firmware package that you apply to the damn device that unlocks the additional speeds. To me, that is janky because that should be illegal. You have all the hardware components. The only thing they did was change like the constant coupling timing in the model so that it would shrink the gap between the images. So the CCD would say, oh, with the 25, we'll like a 2-second gap between them. And then if you pay for the 100, it's like a millisecond or 500 millisecond or something like that gap. And it's so stupid that stuff like that is allowed to fly through because in my opinion, you already paid for the hardware and everything that's there, but they just want to nickel and dime you and say, it only costs this much money to put this together for you at this. And the only thing you're doing to get the increased speed is you're paying me excessive amounts more money for a firmware unlock. That all it does is change the timing in the machine because the machine didn't run any faster. It just changed the timing on when it would feed a new item into the track, and I'm like, such dirty tactics, but everybody's moving to that, right? It's like your device you bought can do all of this, but if you want to unlock these features, you got to pay me more and pay me now. And that's what we're turning into with TVs and games. It's like, I need to put more ads in front of you so I can get more revenue. YouTube's not happy with the money that the millions or billions they're raking in from everybody watching YouTube. They got to scrape even more out of you by pushing more ads in front of your faces. And everybody is trying to do that. And now Roku is going to. It's not going to be long before Switch, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft are all doing it. It won't be long. Watch. We're going to start getting ads on our crap, and it's going to be very unhappy gamers, and it might tank the industry a little bit. I don't think it would kill it, but it would tank it probably pretty hardcore. Because I get frustrated with YouTube ads now that I will shut off YouTube. I'm like, I am done with this crap. I'm trying to watch this video, and I'm seeing so many ads, and a lot of times it's ads for crap that I could give two shits about too. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to see that. I don't care about that. And all you're doing is souring my disposition or mood on this subject that I'm trying to dig into, or making it more difficult for me. I think I came across an article not too long ago about a guy talking about if I had to learn to do a life-saving procedure on YouTube, they would die before I'd be able to do something quick because of all the ads. Like he was like, if I just need to learn really quick how to do the Heimlich maneuver, he pulled up a video and he's like, before I can even watch this video, start of this Heimlich maneuver video, I just had to sit through a 30-second ad. They're choking to death. You know, like, makes sense to me. How do I use this fire extinguisher? My house is on fire. You know, you're like, come on, get past the ad, you know? So I don't know, man. It's just, it's become an idiocracy out there. We won't be long forward there. Yeah. Just remember which one goes in your mouth and which one goes in your butt. All right.
We'll soon forget.
Yep. We won't even care at that point. This one tastes weird. Yeah, all right. You got anything else? This is a subject that's pissing me off.
No, yeah. I'm soured.
Yeah. All right. Let us know what you think. Would you buy a TV that had ads that would pop up in the middle of your gameplay when they think you're paused? Or if you're using something else that's not another HDMI device, they decided they didn't detect any motion on the screen or whatever they're looking for and just interrupted with an ad? You know, what do you think about that? Would you buy that TV? If you had that TV, would you continue to use that TV? What do you think about targeted ads and all your stuff too? Because targeted ads are some pain in the butt stuff for everybody. Let us know what you think down in the comments. And we're at the end of this video. If you stuck around to the end and you're not subscribed, come on, help us out. You can do that. Click the subscription button to help us out so we can keep just rambling on and talking about worthless subjects and video games like we like to do. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to get notified of new videos that we post all the time. And we hope you enjoyed this episode and hope to catch you in the next one.